The Soundpeats Air 3 Deluxe are not only a great budget AirPods alternative, but these have a few gaming secrets up their sleeve that y'all should really know about. And just so you guys know, these were sent in for review, so no, I did not pay for these, but that does not change my opinion. All of my opinions are of my own, and they don't see this video before you do. Now, these are definitely aiming towards the AirPods 2 and 3 type design with a small pocketable case, the stem, and no silicone tip. These are $50 US and regularly on sale. So these are IPX4 splash proof, so don't get them too wet when you're using them. These are quite light and compact. With the buds in the case, they only weigh 36.3 grams, and they fit nicely in that little coin pocket on your pants. And each bud separately weighs 4.06 grams, so they're very light. And I really do like the design of these with the black case with gray accents, and I like that bronze colored Soundpeats on the back. It just gives it a bit of character. However, I'm not a fan of the glossy material. It is easily oily and collects dust and gets dirty and will over time show scratches. I've never really been a fan of glossy materials when it comes to plastic. However, the case does feel very sturdy in the hands and has a nice hinge and a nice snap when you close them. There is a green battery indicator in the front along with its pairing button, and the magnets seem quite strong. I even tried shaking them like really violently to try to get them to fall out. Could not get them to come loose, so the magnets are great. This does feature USB-C charging in the bottom, but it does not have wireless charging. So the earbuds themselves are matte plastic, to which I like a lot, but they are a little bit slippery and I'm clumsy and I kept dropping them, so I don't know if that's a me problem, but just keep that in mind. And that little bronze plate on the back of the earbud, that's a touchpad. Now again, these are an affordable pair of earbuds, and in my opinion, the design and build quality is above many earbuds in the same price class. I think the design is compact, sleek, and portable, and pretty decent durability. Now comfort is going to be subjective. Again, these are just plastic rubbing up against the inside of your ear, no silicone, no nothing. If you're sensitive to that type of comfort, you might not like these. In my opinion, these are lightweight and easy to forget they're in your ear. They stay in nicely and can be worn for long sessions. However, ear fatigue does eventually set in after several hours of use. I do like that no seal design for workplace environments, and sometimes when I'm going for a walk, I still want to hear my surroundings while listening to a video or podcast or music. I sometimes like hearing my environment. So comfort-wise, they are good enough. I don't think that they replace a silicone ear tip in my opinion. I do think that they're quite comfortable. Now specs-wise, we're not going to go over every nitty-gritty detail of the specs, but there's a few things I do want to talk about. These have a 4-mic array for clear phone calls, which everyone I spoke to said I sounded clear. These support Bluetooth 5.2 with SBC and LDAC high-res audio, but do bear in mind that LDAC can cause a bigger latency. These pack a singular 14.2 dynamic driver. Now I know some earbuds have 2 or 3 drivers, but with this gigantic driver, I don't think it really needs it. They do have 5-hour single-use battery with 20 hours with the case. So these do have in-ear detection, to which the in-ear detection actually works better than my Galaxy Buds Pro in most scenarios. So the whole reason I did this video was because of this one feature. They have a 60 millisecond low latency game mode, and I really wanted to test it, and I wanted to find out, could we find a good earbud that can do gaming? And needless to say, I was quite impressed. So Soundpeats has their own app where you can customize and turn off and on features. In that app, you can toggle your adaptive EQ on and off, and it shows the EQ curve. Now there is a large selection of preset EQs, and also there is a 10-band EQ where you can make your own EQ curve. And they also have a personalized EQ where they place sounds and stuff in your ear and configure to your hearing. And in the app, you can also disable the touch controls, to which I immediately do because I do not like touch controls on earbuds. But these do work well, but just like all other touch control earbuds I've used, you accidentally touch them and it sets things off. I don't really care for it. So I turned it off and I really didn't use it. And the last two things you can toggle is the in-ear detection and the low latency game mode. So the app does its job. It's not super in-depth like a Sennheiser or a Sony app, but it does the job and it's got enough, and I don't feel like it's lacking any. So let's jump into the mic test. So this is the Soundpeats Air 3 Deluxe HS microphones. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of the headphones sound. I think they sound alright. But hey, just so you guys know, Soundpeats has hooked you guys up with a 10% off discount code down in the description, and the link is an affiliate link, just so you guys know. But just so you know, all of my opinions are of my own. Soundpeats does not see this video before this. This is not a sponsored video. They just hooked me up with the headphones. Back to the video. And that's how it sounds. So the sound of these is generally surprising. I always had a negative perception of the way that open ear design earbuds sounded because I don't really like the way the AirPods Gen 1 and Gen 2 but honestly, these kind of changed my perception of that. The soundstage is more open than I expected, but I think that that's due to the open ear design. Even though there is no seal, there is a decent bass response. However, there's not much sub bass, which can be a bit of a letdown while gaming. And music wise, the instrument separation is quite good. I've listened to pop, metal, and even tried dubstep, and I kind of felt like all the sounds were where they belonged. They all had their place. The separation was pretty decent, but I did find that there was some sibilance at high volumes, but only in certain music genres and certain games. So gaming was pretty good with these. I tried popular titles like COD Mobile and Mech Arena, and I also tried games like Undecembered and Grim Valor, but my favorite thing to do with these was emulation. I really feel like these shined real well when emulating games. The directional audio was good enough for gaming, but it's definitely not perfect. Environment detail is great. Even when gunfire or combat is happening, you can still hear everything. You don't get the music distortion or the burying of sounds like some headphones do. However, I think that that's lent to the fact that there's a lack of sub bass. And LDAC is great and is very noticeable in my opinion, but it does add a noticeable amount of latency. So I don't recommend gaming with LDAC. Even if you turn the game mode on, it still adds a little bit of latency that is noticeable. But LDAC is great in other utilizations like music and video watching and movies. LDAC sounds great, and watching videos on YouTube is great without game mode or LDAC. The latency is not noticeable enough to take you out of the experience, so I do think that you can use LDAC while watching videos and watching movies. But if you really don't want any type of latency to be noticeable, just turn that LDAC off and you're good to go. So in all, for a more affordable budget set of ear candy, these do the job and they do it well. I really like these. Between the great sound for the price and great gaming performance, I like the app a lot, and I didn't feel like I was missing features. I came from some Galaxy Buds Pro, which are literally 3 times the price, but these get more than half the way there, and I personally recommend these for people on a budget or prefer the open ear design. I wouldn't focus all your attention on gaming though, but these can definitely deliver a good gaming experience. But just remember, you are on Bluetooth, and Bluetooth is not perfect, and it does still have a noticeable latency. These just have a lesser level of latency than most. So I want to say a special thank you to the V-Level Max members right here. And you can also become a member as low as $2 a month, and you get special perks on the channel. And I just greatly appreciate the support. The support on the channel has been amazing. But hey, if you want to check out my video on the Moondrop IEMs, if you're looking for a more wired pair of headphones, check these out right here. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Peace out.